top shelf in the bartending world is where you put all the good booze. It's where all the, you know, the really killer booze is. I realized that I wanted to be in the comics field after years of being a comic book junkie, a Marvel zombie, and when I self-published my own first mini-comic. I drew this when I was tending bar. Publishing that first little mini-comic gave me the bug, and it made me realize that my forte was much more in the publication and design field than in actually cartooning. And all hopes that I had of becoming an inker on the X-Men were quickly forgotten. Top Shelf is kind of a bittersweet story. My mom had passed away from cancer earlier that year, and I had some trust fund money that I had, about $20,000. And then I started publishing with the Top Shelf anthology, at which point my friend Chris Staros, who's now my publishing partner, approached me and he asked if I wanted a business partner. And I thought about it for literally 5 seconds, and I said, yes, score, you know, this is great. And the rest is history.
He published stuff he liked, but over the years he's persevered, and he's finally has several blockbusters under his belt.
I think Craig Thompson's Blankets, which came out a few years ago through Top Shelf, is like the best example of what the art form is capable of.
It's a coming-of-age story. It's about growing up in the Midwest. It's about like growing up in a religious fundamentalist family. High school romance, like coming-of-age romance, and all these sort of like, you know, development of oneself.
It's a pretty remarkable book, and there were scenes in that as I was getting these chapters where literally I wept. I mean, it's a stunning book. It stands with the greatest of contemporary American fiction.
You're never going to see, you know, Marvel put out a book like Blankets, and even if they did, it would be Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson in that story.
Blankets is certainly is huge for his company as far as, like, you know, sales and income.
But Blankets, I think mostly for its scope as well as its brutal kind of honesty to the actual storytelling, would probably have to be my favorite.
I mean, obviously Blankets is something I'm hugely proud of. From Hell, hugely proud of. Just to be able to work with Alan Moore and publishing all these obscure projects that he's done.
So he's quite a success story, quite a Portland success story, actually.
If a genie came out with a bottle one day and said, hey, Brett, you can do anything you want to do in the world as a career, I'd say, hey, fuck off, man, I'm already doing it, you know?
They were the kids that walked in the fire, and one day they'll be saying, they were the ones running far away.
One of the things that I appreciate about indie comics more than the mainstream is that they really are pushing the medium into telling types of stories that, you know, after a while you get tired of seeing Spider-Man battle Dr. Octopus, or, you know, the Joker escape from Arkham Asylum for like the 8 billionth time.
I think they're more reflective of the author, and they can be a little bit more emotional or talk about things that actually happened.
What I like about indie comics is that it's a venue for anyone to do what they want. They can go to a publisher that doesn't, a small publisher that doesn't pay anything, and if they have something that's good enough, they can get it published.
You don't need to go to school. You don't need to go to an art school. You don't need to have a class. You don't need to find somebody to back you or to believe in your project or to tell you their opinion of your project. And then I can just go to Kinko's and copy it and staple it and put it in stores and send it to my friends. And there, I've just self-published something.
You're fronting all the costs for production. It means that you're the only one in charge of marketing it, advertising it, getting it sent to stores, getting it available to purchase online.